As we have seen already, radial head is one of the secondary stabilizer of the elbow. Whenever there is a valgus stress, it prevents the dislocation of the elbow by giving a stability along with capitulum and other soft tissue structures. When we see elbow dislocation or fracture dislocation around the elbow, there are the radial head is fractured with a few kinds of fracture patterns. That is, one is transvertebral fracture dislocation, Mont is a equivalent, and radial head fracture with the MCL or LCL injury. In these kind of fractures and along with that terrible triad injuries, the radial head gets fractured. So if you look at the mechanism of injury as described earlier, axial load, valgus and supination force at the elbow, which was described by Horry's cycle, the radial head gets fractured along with the other structures injury. Coming to the radial head management, it is classified by Mason, type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. And if you look at the management options as discussed earlier, there is no role of excision, and restoration of radiocapitular contact is the key aspect of elbow stability. See, here is a patient who came 6 weeks later after the radial head was excised and ended up in instability, pain, difficulty in movement of the elbow, which required one more procedure by putting a radial head prosthesis and LCL repair. Coming to the radial head fracture pattern and then how to fix it, there are some fractures where we can use screws, hairbed screws alone, and some of the fractures where it is comminuted we can use plate, and plates we need to know the safe zone. In full supination, posterolateral aspect of the radial head is the safe zone that we can apply so that it won't block our supination pronation movements. And sometimes if the fracture is more comminuted, we can retrieve the fragments out of the elbow and reassemble them on the table and then reinsert through the space so that we can get a good reduction and stability. And whenever we are when we retrieve the fragments out, again when we reinsert them, there is because it can rotate in 360 degrees, we need to identify which surface of the radial head articulates with the sigmoid notch of the olecranon. If we see the picture on the left side, we can see that the radial head height on the outer aspect is more compared to the surface where plate is placed. So the outer aspect, it is more brighter, and cartilaginous portion is quite thick, and then the height is more compared to the radial height that we see onto the posterolateral zone. So this is how we can identify and then place it correctly so that it articulates well. And radial head arthroplasty, most of the radial head fractures we have to try to fix it, and if not possible, if it is grossly comminuted, not able to achieve good stable fixation, we can go for radial head arthroplasty. Apart from radial head fixation, the stability of the joint is very much assessed by the reconstruction of the LCL, which has got 3 bands, and we can suture it at the footprint. That we can, most of the times we can identify in the posterolateral zone just proximal to the capitular midline. So there can be we can identify that there is a footprint in that zone. We can use either suture anchor, or you can make an antero-posterior transosseous tunnel and then pass the fiber wire and tighten them. Coming to some of the case scenarios, here we can see that there is an elbow fracture dislocation which was reduced. There is a coronoid fracture along with radial head fracture. The radial head appears to be not grossly displaced, and it is fairly in good contact with the capitulum. So we went on to do only removal of the loose fragment along with coronoid fixation, retrograde fashion 2 screws, and we can see that good range of movements can be achieved. And in some of the posterior dislocations, posterior half of the radial head will be intact and anterior half of the radial fragment gets displaced, and in these kind of situations the radial head doesn't stay in place if we don't reconstruct that. In those situations we can when the posterior surface is intact, we can as well use hairbed screws after aligning the fracture, and along with that the coronoid can be fixed by using retrograde fashion endo button technique, and we can achieve good results like this. And when, in some of the terrible triad injuries, we can see that elbow dislocation with radial head combination and coronoid fracture. The first step is to retrieve the radial head fragments out through the lateral approach, EDC splitting approach. And once we retrieve the fragments out, the first step is to bring the joint in position, identify the coronoid. You can use either suture anchor through the anterolateral approach itself, or retrograde fashion we can pass like a lasso technique. We can pass a retrograde drill and then pass the suture anchor like a shuttle mechanism. We can use PDS suture and then bring out the suture that is applied to the coronoid like fiber wire, bring out and then tighten on the opposite surface of the olecranon, on the dorsal surface of the olecranon using an endo button. And then we can suture the LCL by using the fiber wire. And the radial head, we can see that it is into 3 fragments. It was stabilized outside and then Herbert screws with plate and then repositioned into the cavity and then plate fixation was done. And we can see that the LCL also was repaired in this patient, and suture anchor was used for coronoid fixation. We can see that patient ended up in good result without any much problems. When there is a fracture dislocation, when the patient comes to casualty, the moment he comes, when we try to reduce, sometimes the radial head gets fractured at the time of reduction also. So we need to be careful in reducing the fracture. When there is a dislocation, there can be some secondarily in fractures, and the radial head, it stays back and causes, sometimes it can cause irreducible dislocation of the elbow. In this X-ray, we can see that the radial head remained back, radial shaft has come out. So this is one of the common fracture pattern that we see. So this was stabilized with radial head plate along with Herbert screws and had a good range of movements as well. This is an extended fracture where we can see that there is a terrible triad injury, posterior dislocation of the elbow, radial head is grossly comminuted and it is extended into the shaft. So if you look at how to plan for this case, once we reduce the elbow, we can see, first step is to get the first step is to plan properly how we can reconstruct it. The long spike of the shaft, which can be reduced to the distal segment of the radius by putting a circlage wire, and then there are multiple fragments of the radial head which were assembled outside by multiple K-wires and then Herbert screws, and then additional locking plate, longest plate was used to stabilize this elbow, and we can see that the joint is quite stable at the end of fixation. If you look at the literature also, whether to reconstruct or whether to replace the radial head fracture, the outcomes are, there is no much significant difference in the final outcome at the end of 2 years in literature as well. If you look at our experience, we have analyzed around 48 patients with a minimum follow-up of 2 years from 2014 to 2018, and majority were young patients. And if you look at the fracture pattern, type 3 and type 4 are most of the fractures are seen, and Herbert screws with locking plate was the predominant mode of fixation, and Herbert screws were used in 9 patients, and no fixation also was done in 6 patients. That means the marginal fractures are small chip fractures where 3/4 of the radial head is intact. And when we look at the final outcome score, Mayo's elbow score, we had a reasonably good range of movements and good outcome as well at the end of assessment. And we could see some complications like heterotopic ossification, stiffness, and instability also in some of the patients. If when we analyze compared to the radial head procedure with final outcome, the fixation has got better outcome than replacement in most of the patients. So to conclude, we have to apply maximum effort to try to conserve the radial head, and if it is 3 fragments or less than 3, always it is better to try to fix it. If it is more than 3, like 4 or 5 multiple fragments, not amenable for fixation, then you can think of replacement. There is no role for excision because there is a disparity that can happen by collapse of the radial shaft. Many times patient will come back with the distal radial ulnar joint problems as well. However, we need to have a long-term studies about this exact significant outcome difference between replacement and fixation. And one need to remember that earlier it was described that it is a terrible triad injury is so terrible to treat, but now with the advent of latest techniques, it is no longer terrible, and we can achieve good outcome if we follow that algorithm well. Thank you.